1 large pink gin, Gordon's without ice. 1 large pink gin, Booth's with ice. 1 bowl of crisps plain. 1 bowl of crisps cheese and onion. 1 bowl of olives stuffed. 1 bowl of olives unstuffed.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good evening.
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 Good evening. How usual.
Thank you.
Oh,
Careful.
don't spill it.
Not at these prices.
That's true.
That's very true.
Made it then.
Just.
Good.
Well done.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. Charming couple.
Charming.
Always have been.
Always.
Very friendly
Very.
and extremely polite.
Extremely. Ted and Nora, isn't it?
I've always called them Simon and Betty.
Really? Perhaps you're right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ready for the other half?
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening, as usual.
Thank you. One large pink gin, Booth's with ice. 1 large Gordon's gin. No ice. Cheers.
Cheers.
By the by, just ask Graham. Nigel and Phyllis. Ted and Nora.
Simon and Betty.
Nigel and Phyllis.
Ah. Charming couple.
Charming. Cheers.
Cheers.
There's no hot water this morning.
No, I turned it off last night, trying to save money.
You might have told me, old man, I had to boil a kettle.
Have you any idea what our oil bill was for the last quarter?
Well, no. I always leave the bills to you. I mean, Inland Revenue, you more at home with accounts.
Well, be that as it may, but you should take some interest. I mean, supposing I were to pop off one day, couldn't rely on me then, I wouldn't be much help beyond the grave.
Sorry. You're quite right, of course. Well, what's on the agenda?
I've got it all worked out. I thought we'd have one more here and then go home and watch the box. There's that special report on the religious beliefs of doctors in Thailand that you wanted to see.
I don't remember saying that.
Oh, didn't you? Oh, well, I want to see it. That should take us up to 11 o'clock, and then we'll turn in because I've got to be in early in the morning.
I haven't.
Tomorrow night I'll be back early on account of being in early in the morning, so I'll put the dinner on. We'll come in here for our usual and then go home and I'll iron the shirts and you can clean the shoes. Unless you'd rather iron the shirts and I'll clean the shoes.
No, I don't mind. I'll clean the shoes.
Right you are. Peter, shoes, Charles, shirts. Then on Friday night I thought we'd... Good God, he's back.
There you are. I told you they'd be here.
I thought he'd found another pub. Say nothing. Pretend you haven't seen him. Girl. Fancy bringing a person like that into a place like this.
Isn't she lovely?
Pardon?
I said she's lovely. We'll do with more like her around here.
What on earth got into you?
Hello there, you two. Still here. That's like about coming back to England. Nothing changes. Right, what do you have?
Nothing, thank you. Most kind. We are just leaving.
Oh, come on now, let me buy you a drink. I just got back from East Africa.
So I see.
No. She's from Cardiff. Look, I'll bring her over. Honey, come over here.
You're obviously busy, and we're just going.
Look, I want you to meet 2 fine, upstanding English gentlemen. British Raj, maybe, so be respectful. They still carry their riot sticks.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please, won't you sit down?
Now, what are you going to have?
No, well, I really... It's most kind, but we've had our ration. Thanks all the same.
Oh, well, suit yourself. I'll see you around. I'm not off again for another week. Okay, what are you going to have, lover?
A tequila sunrise.
2 tequila sunrises, sport, one for yourself.
Sit down, for heaven's sake.
Beautiful.
I'd like to know where he gets his money from. I'll have to go through his tax returns. I'm sure he's a mercenary.
What an exciting life he must lead.
Nonsense, he's all mouth.
Just got back from East Africa.
Wormwood scrubs, more like. Now, where were we? Friday night. In here, for our usual, and then off home and wash our hair. I'll wash yours and you can wash mine. I never get all the soap out of my own.
If you like.
Friday night, wash hair. Now Saturday. I've got nothing down for Saturday evening. Well, I've made all the suggestions up until now, so you decide. What do you want to do on Saturday? Anything you like. Just say. What do you want to do?
I'm getting married.
Fine. Saturday, Peter. What did you say?
I'm getting married.
Married? Getting married?
Yes. At 12 o'clock.
At 12 o'clock on Saturday, getting married?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good 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 night.
Charming couple. Charming. What do you mean you're getting married?
I'm getting married on Saturday.
You can't get married.
Why not?
Well, we've got the laundrette to do.
You got the laundrette to do. I'm getting married.
Keep your voice down. Now, what's all this about? You can tell me. Have you got yourself into trouble?
Of course not.
And why do you want to get married?
Because I'm in love.
The man's gone out of his mind. How long has this been going on, and why haven't I been told?
Because it's got nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with me. After 35 years, school chums, brother officers, comrades in arms, joint leaseholders of a maisonette, and an allotment, which we were going to manure on Sunday, and you say it's got nothing to do with me. I just don't believe it. I need another drink. Say it again.
No. A tequila sunrise.
It's absolutely incredible. Graham, one large pink gin booth with ice and
Tequila sunrise.
pardon. I know. Don't ask me. Just give it to him. He won't like it. He won't ask for it again. I know he. Now, Peter, let's discuss this calmly and rationally. I think you owe me an explanation.
Yes, I know.
Well, come on, out with it. How long has it been going on? Why? Who is she? And how can you do this to me?
2 years, because I want to. Joyce, and I'm very sorry.
That is not enough. If I were your wife, you wouldn't just sit there and say 2 years because I want to, Joyce, and I'm very sorry.
You are not my wife.
I know I'm not your wife. It amounts to the same thing, apart from sex. We agreed years ago that women would not enter into our lives, except for our occasional weekends in Amsterdam. It's come as a very great shock to me. Can't expect me to change my way of life after all this time. I'm too old. I'm set in my ways. Good God, Peter, where is your concern? I think France leaving the snake was inevitable. And as for Germany, well, Smith's perfectly entitled to say to England and Italy, get stuffed, you know, work harder. Thank you, Graham.
£1.50, gentlemen.
£1.50. That's your tequila sunset.
Sunrise.
I don't care what it's doing. It's too expensive. Right now, let's have it out with it. Who is this Joyce? Ghastly name.
She's a girl who works in the office.
A girl. It's your age. It's sheer madness. It's the male menopause.
She's 44.
44? Well, that's even worse. The woman's a fortune hunter.
What fortune?
What fortune? Are you so unworldly? A single senior grade civil servant. which is after your index-linked pension. I suppose you also told you subscribed to a private medicine scheme?
Well,
Well, stands out a mile, doesn't it? Another attraction at her age. Free varicose veins and a breast lift. Peter, I beg you, reconsider before you do something you'll regret for the rest of your life.
it's too late. I'm getting married on Saturday at 12 o'clock.
And that's final.
That's final.
Aren't you going to finish your drink?
No. I don't like it.
I told you you wouldn't.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
One large pink gin Booths with ice, one large pink gin Gordon's without ice, one bowl of crisps plain, one bowl of crisps beef and onion, one bowl of cheddar cheese, and one bowl of bacon rind.
No olives.
Not today, old man.
Good God, is it Friday already?
Yes. Amazing how time flies when you're enjoying yourself.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good evening.
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 Good evening. Your usual.
Thank you.
Charming couple.
Charming.
Well, our last night together.
Yes?
You are sure you don't want me to be the best man?
No, thank you.
Only I'm not doing anything. I shall be finished at the laundrette by 11:30. I could easily get down there.
No, I'd rather not.
Yeah, perhaps you're right. Might be a bit painful.
Cheers.
Yeah. Where are you staying in Rio de Janeiro?
The Hilton.
How long?
A month.
As long as that. They'll be missing you at the VAT office.
No, I'm not. I'm not going back. I've resigned.
Resigned from the Customs and Excise. You're not thinking of transferring to the Coal Board, are you?
No, we are staying in South America.
Not coming back?
Nope.
What about your
break.
index linked?
I'm getting a lump sum. Should be enough to see us through. Shan't be spending much there.
Where?
We're taking a raft up the Amazon.
Good God. That sounds dangerous.
Yes, I expect it will be.
How far up are you going?
All the way. Right into the rainforest.
And where are you going to stay? Got people out there?
No. We're staying with the tribes.
They're very primitive people. Must speak very obscure languages.
Joyce has been taking evening classes at the Twickenham Tech. She's done awfully well. She got an O level in Venezuelan Indian. That and a bit of Spanish would see us through.
Well, you will let us know you're all right. I mean, drop us a postcard occasionally.
I think it's going to be a bit difficult to send postcards from the middle of the tropical rainforest. I don't think there are too many pillowboxes dotted about.
Silly of me, really. Well, you've certainly got it all worked out. This was a very great shock to me. I thought we were both nicely settled. It never occurred to me that one day you might go your own separate way.
Well, perhaps it's for the best. We've been together far too long, living in each other's pockets, always seen together. As it is, people think we're a couple of poofs.
I don't believe it. I don't look anything like a poof.
Do you know what they call us in here?
What?
Pinky and Perky.
Who do? Not Simon and Betty.
Nigel and Phyllis.
Not them, sure.
No, perhaps not them, but as some of the rest of them do.
You better not do it in my hearing. It's a matter of interest. Who's Pinky?
I think you are, old man.
Bloody salt. Just because a chap doesn't like women doesn't mean to say he's a poof. I wasn't a poof at Dunkirk, was I?
One or two of them were. You remember that brigadier standing near us? The shell came and blew his uniform off. He had ladies' undies underneath it.
Oh, he went berserk. I shall never forget him running up the beach in his cabby knickers, throwing grenades at the German tanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Are you satisfied with the figure for my half of the house?
Ah, yes, most generous, most generous. As soon as I can raise it, I'll send it on to you. Do they have banks at the Amazon?
About as frequently as pillar boxes, I suppose.
Especially coots. I mean, they've only got about 10 over here. They're hardly likely to have one stuck up a tree in Brazil. It's going to be very lonely without you, old man. I'm going to miss you.
You could get a dog.
What, instead of you? Can't see a border collie doing the laundrette. As for a decent game of chess, well, it would take years, wouldn't it? All that defecating all over the place. A thing you never did.
Thank you.
Oh, you know that. No, I'll just have to knuckle down to it on my own. I would like to have met her before you go.
Out of the question, old man. She's in Lincolnshire. Saying goodbye.
Lincolnshire. Oh. Good potato country. Well, this is it then. Goodbye, after all this time.
Yes.
Goodbye, old man. It's been an honor and a privilege knowing you.
I shall think of you often up there, Emerson.
I'll send you the test match scores.
No, thanks.
Better take a few tins of tobacco with you. There won't be too much Parsons pleasure up the Amazon.
Goodbye, Charles.
Goodbye, Peter.
Same again?
No, just one large pink gin, booths with ice.
Oh, Peter gone home?
No, he's gone up the Amazon.
Is that pub over in East Moles? Is it?
No, that's the old bill.
Oh, yes, that's right.
A few strangers in here this afternoon.
England and France at Twickenham.
Oh, yes.
Peter not arrived yet?
Well, he's not coming. He's on his way to Rio de Janeiro. Good luck, old man.
Large pink gin Gordons without ice.
What's happened? What are you doing here? Where's your wife?
There isn't any wife.
No Joyce?
She doesn't exist. I made her up.
What about Rio, South America, up the Amazon?
I made all that up too.
Why? What on earth for?
Because I wanted to break the monotony. I was bored, fed up.
What with?
With us. Doing the same things, day in, day out, week after week, year after year. I just thought it would make a nice change. Getting married, South America, the Amazon.
Could still have gone on your own.
It would have meant giving up my index link.
I didn't realize you were bored, old man.
Yes, I was.
You should have said. I mean, we can't have that, can we? No. Let's do something about that. We can't have you running off at the drop of a hat. We shall change our whole lifestyle starting as from now. Same again?
Hello there, you two. Still here. Oh, well. Listen, I've got 2 spare tickets for the match this afternoon, then afterwards we're going out west with the 2 teams to celebrate. Do you fancy it?
Yeah.
No, I'm afraid not. No. Too short notice, old man.
Oh, come on. It'll make a change.
No, I'm afraid it can't be done. No, we've still got the weekend shopping to do. No. Thanks all the same. No.
Sorry.
Yes.
By heavens, it's good to have you back, Peter. But you're right. We were in a terrible rut. But I can see there's going to be some changes made. Oh, yes, big changes. Have to think about some changes.
Good morning.
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 Charming couple.
Charming.
1 large pink gin Gordon's without ice, 1 large pink gin booze with ice.
Cheers.
Cheers.